Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm coming on here because this month is breast cancer awareness month and domestic violence awareness month, and people don't really talk a lot about domestic violence. It's more so of breast cancer, and I understand because a lot of people both die from both domestic violence and breast cancer. I mean, awareness. They both, breast cancer. They domestic violence and breast cancer. They both die from it. So I was coming on here today and every week until you can say next month. Yeah, every week until next month. I'm coming on here because I would like to tell y'all my story about what happened to me when I was in a domestic situation in all three of my relationships. But I was going to break it down like once a week, or twice a week. I would bring you a story of what happened and how I got out of it. And yeah, this is Friday, October the this is 17th, I think. No, 15th. Yeah, October the 15th, Friday. And I know I'm late. I'm supposed to start this beginning of October because of the domestic violence month starts on the first of the month, but I'm late. That's why I said I was going to do it like twice a month so I can hurry with this. So as I was saying, I was in like three relationships, and they turned out bad. The first relationship that I was in, it was with my kid's father. In the beginning, it was good. Like in the beginning, it was good. Even though I met him when I was 15 and he was 20. And how we met is through my friend, my best friend. That's how we met through. But she didn't know that he was that type of man. But in the beginning, he was cool. I mean, like, did he get mad fast? I'm trying to think, did he get mad fast? I don't know if he got mad fast because they were saying that look out for the red flags. But back then, I tell you, I was young, so I wasn't looking at no red flags. All I was thinking about is having fun, and I'm 15 and he's 20. He has a car, so all I was thinking about is just having fun, getting into his car, riding around, thinking that I am the shit because I'm dating an older man. But when I met him, he looked like way older than me, even though he was way older than me. He was like 5 years older. But yeah, how I met, my father didn't like the situation at first because my father seen all the facial hair, and when he was dropping off my best friend brother to see my best friend at my house, he had wanted to talk to me then, and I was like, I can't talk to you. My dad is sitting in the van, and the way my father's looking, he ain't having that. So I couldn't really talk to him. So I was like, I can't talk to you. But he was trying to talk to me for the longest. And how we start talking is when we really needed a ride home, and the only suggestions that we had was him. And then my friend, she wanted to see his brother, so that was an easy way to get, like, for him picking us up, and he was down with it. So he picked us up downtown North, and once I started going to his house, that's when we start hanging out. And I was young, and on my mind was all about sex. So when he pulled out his penis, that was it. The penis tells it all. So I had wanted to try it out, and then once you start having sex, you get hugged. So I had sex with him, and after that, we've been hanging out, and then that's when we started to be together. And then I was with him for a year before I got pregnant because I met him at 15. So I got pregnant at 16. I had my son at 17. So things was still peachy queen. He was, I mean, peachy queen, king, whatever you want to say. But we was peachy, and so once you start getting acquainted with one another, and settle, that's when you start really knowing the person. And with him, he loves sex. I mean, I don't get me wrong, I love sex too, but he wanted sex a lot, and the particular sex that he liked was me giving him head, and I didn't like that. So that was a problem with him because he wanted me to give him head all the time, and I like the regular sex. So in his mind, who I'm giving the sex to, you know what I mean? So I wasn't I wasn't giving the sex to nobody. I just was tired of giving him head. So he didn't like that. So as time went on, I mean, I had my first child. We was having fun. Then I went to having my second child. We was still having fun. With this particular person, he wasn't like a jealous person. He wasn't jealous. We got along pretty well. He was not goofy, but he was silly like me. And he's a plaything like how I was. And we got along pretty damn good. And then after I had my second child, that's when the whole hell broke loose. Everything, he just started changing. Like, he wanted sex all the time, and I didn't want to have sex with him. So he used to always tell me to have my mouth open and my penis. I mean, my penis. Oh my God, he said have my mouth open and my legs wide. And I was like, I'm not having sex with you. I was not having sex with you. So I was like, no. So I took my kids, because at the time I had 2 kids. I took my kids, and then I went to my mom's house. My mother, on the other hand, she was pushing me to him. But she didn't have no idea that he was abusing me. But he started abusing me after I had my second child. Like, he wasn't really hitting me, but only thing he was doing is putting his hand, like, choking me, but that's still considered an abuse. He was mentally abused. Was he emotionally abused? Probably, like, no, not really. I think he was just calling me all types of names. So he was like mentally abused. And then he became physically abused. And he used to like saying that if I'm not having sex with him, then who else I'm having sex with? But as I was getting older, I wasn't in love with him, so my feelings was wearing off because I didn't like him no more. Because as you get older, you want something else, you want something different, and things was starting to change between us. So arguments started. He wanted to choke me out because I wasn't giving him sex. So it was basically about sex. So if I wasn't giving him sex, who am I giving sex to? So I didn't want him no more. I mean, the last straw was when I asked him, let's take a trip together as a family, like me, him, and the kids. Oh, I ain't taking no trip, man. I'm not getting no plane. I'm not getting nobody plane. I'd rather drive to wherever we need to drive to. I'm not going nowhere on air. So, but I didn't listen to him. I still, put the money in, and we was trying to go to Disney World and stuff like that. But as we didn't go because he didn't want to go. The trip was getting closer, and then he wasn't even giving me his part of the money because I was paying for everything myself, and that was too much. Me working just part time, and he didn't want to do that. So I just took the money. I just called Disney World and I canceled the trip, and they reissued me back my money. With him, in the beginning, when I first met him, we wasn't like really, we wasn't together, but he was still playing around with other females. So I took it upon myself to play around with his brother, but I didn't have sex with his brother. But we just played around because he wasn't there. So when I told him the truth, what happened, what I did to his brother, he wanted me to do that to him, and I didn't want to do that. That was when I was younger. I mean, that was like 3 years younger than 3 years ago. from the time that we was talking. And I was like, that's what I was like, wow, wilding out and just enjoying life. I wasn't even thinking about anything, and I didn't even know we was going to be together like that. But and then things start escalating. He started choking me, like out of nowhere. He just started choking me because I didn't want to have sex with him. The things and stuff that he wants to do to me, I didn't want him to do to me. I was tired of having sex. I mean, he wanted sex all the time, like all the time. And you know, as you get older, you didn't want to have sex like that no more. So when I don't want to have sex is a problem because he think I'm cheating on him, and I was not cheating on him. And so we was arguing, and because he wanted to have sex. So then that's when I stopped wanting to be around him. I didn't want to be at home. I was getting tired of him. It was always arguments and stuff like that. So he was choking me, and then my cousin came in the car. She seen him putting his hands on me, and me and him was arguing. And then she went to go and tell my dad. And my dad came to me, my dad's best friend, and my nephew. They came and they had like what's that word for it again? They had like intervention. They wanted to know they wanted to know what happened. They wanted to know, was it true that he put his hands on me? And I said, no, I lied. He did put his hands on me. But the way my baby father is he's like, he gets upset real quickly. And I didn't want I didn't want him hurt my dad or my nephew, or I don't know who's gonna hurt who. I just didn't want nobody to get hurt either way. Because my father's like an older person, and my father's very protective of me, and I didn't want him to get hurt by approaching my kid's father. But my sister was after him because she was tired of him laying hands on me. One thing about, I'm not trying to take up for him, but one thing about this relationship, that he wasn't jealous, and he wasn't trying to keep me away from my mom, and he wasn't trying to keep me away from my family, but I was mostly hanging around with his family, you can say. Because I really didn't like hanging around with my family. His family was more of a family than my family, and I liked his family because my family always fight. So I love hanging around with his family. But but nobody didn't really take me away from my dad. If I'm not with my dad, then I'm with his family. But it took me away from me hanging around with my mom's family, and they was missing me because I was always with his family. But yeah, he was choking me and stuff like that, and trying to hit me from below. He never trying to hit me in my face, but he was hitting me from the legs and stuff like that. So I wanted to break up. I didn't want to be with him no more. Who wants to be in a relationship and you stressing, and you want to come home, you going home and it's always arguing and stuff like that? And I couldn't live like that. I was getting tired. Like, yeah, he proposed to me. He proposed to me before my father passed away. And I accepted, because at that time he wasn't doing it all the time. But he started doing it after my dad passed away. After my dad passed away, that's when things started escalating even more. He started choking me. He started threatening me. He was saying that if he can't have me, nobody else can have me. He was saying that he was going to kill me and then turn around and kill himself, and then the kids is not going to have nobody, no mother, no father, because we both going to be dead if I don't want to be with him. And I was just getting tired. I mean, it was just too much. So one day, my mom, she just got fed up. And when she called me, I was crying. So she called the cops, and the cops and stuff came, and she was with the cops as well. So he got scared and went to the bathroom, and he hid it out. So the cops told him that he had 24 hours to be out of my house. So he moved out of my house within 24 hours. My mom waited until he left. My mom was asking the cops, are you going to lock him up? Don't lock him up. Because the kids and stuff need him. I just wanted him to get away from my daughter. And I was just looking at my mom like, you don't want him to get locked up. But this man is, he needs to stop. So once he moved out, his nephews and stuff were still coming to my house. Because, which is they my kids' cousins. So I still allowed them to come over. And then he wanted to come over because his nephews was over. So I figured by me having his nephews over, things wouldn't be a problem. So I let him in the house to see his kids. I told him he had to hurry up because I was tired. And I didn't want to leave him in the house because with him, he always put his hands and stuff on me, like trying to have sex with me while I'm sleeping. And people ask, like, people were saying, like, about if you're in a relationship and a man touch you and have sex without you saying it's okay, that's still considered rape. But men say it's not. That's not rape, but it is rape, ladies. So even if you're in a relationship and you don't want to have sex with your significant other at the time, if you tell him no means no. So he shouldn't touch you at all. So when I told my baby father I don't want him touching me, he took that and he said, what the hell with it? And he still touched me. So I thought that I got so fed up. I told him again. Well, he left. I got so fed up. I called 911. So the cops came. So the cops were saying that that the only way that they can get him if he raped me. Other than that, I had to put a restraining order on him. And I had a I said if I put a restraining order out, it's not going to stop him from coming to my house. He's still going to come to my house. He's still going to do the things that he's going to do. He's never going to leave me alone. So they said the only way that they can get him locked up if I see he raped me. Even though he did rape me, but at the time he really didn't rape me. But in the relationship he did. When I told him no sex, he still took it. But he said that I allowed him to do it. That's just that one pass when I told him I would, not for me having sex with him, just by me giving him head. But I said that one time, but he took that one time thinking that it's okay to do it all the time. No. And I gave you that one, I said yes that one time. And I really didn't want to do it that one time. I didn't want to do it at all because at that time, I hated giving head. Maybe I hate giving head to certain people, but if it's too much, I can enjoy it. It was just too much. And then when you do give head to a guy, they took it upon themselves and allow you to do it for the long period, and your mouth get dry. Your mouth gets tired and dry. Who wants to do that? I can't do that. My mouth just gets so dry, and it's no more enjoyment of that. So I couldn't do it no more. So it was time. I was tired of the relationship. It was time. So when I did tell the cops that he raped me, I don't even know how he got locked up. I don't know if they went to go pick him up, or he did something, or he got stopped by the police and they looked and they saw that he has rape charge against him. And that's when he got locked up, and that's when things broke loose. His family hated me at the time. His family didn't like me. But this was the only thing that would stop him, because if I didn't do that, he would still been harassing me. Who wants to be harassed? Who wants to be with somebody that's constantly in your ear, stressing you out? I was so stressed in that relationship. When we broke up, I was so relieved. I was more happy. Because being in an abusive relationship is just so much stress. You don't want to go home. You don't want to be around that person. You don't even want to see that person because it's just so much. Even though my case wasn't as worse as others. Other cases I heard was even worse than mine. But thank God that it didn't go that far. Thank God that he was trying to scare me into staying with him. But I couldn't do it no more. I took it upon myself to leave this situation. And I did. And he was mad at me. He went to jail but his family got him out. And I dropped the I dropped the charges down the line. But during that time, after that, he was still trying to flirt with me and stuff like that. But it would be we never gotten back together. But we had to be around each other because of our kids at the time, because my kids were still young. So we still had to co-parent. So I still have to go and drop my kids off. So I still have to go around him. But every time I go around him, he still think that it was okay for him to put his hands on me. He said the reason why, because I'm still his, he said. So he has that right to touch me. And that's not true. I'm not his. I ain't nobody's property but my own and God. So he took it upon himself trying to keep on flirting on me. Even when he had a girlfriend, he was flirting on me. But this stuff didn't stop until my kids got older. This was going on with me with him until my kids got older. And once my kids got older and he met someone else and got somebody else's pregnant, and she was a crazy little thing. Didn't want him talking to no females. Didn't want him looking at a female. Didn't want him around a female. So she took him off of me. So thank God. So somebody else took him off of me, because all these years he was still bothering me, even though he had a girlfriend. But this girl right here was so onto him, like she was onto him like glue. He couldn't breathe, and he didn't want nobody. He didn't want her to get into a fight with nobody. So he just stayed at his peace. So thank God. So thank God that she got him to calm down and leave me alone. And then after that, he got sick, and that's when he really stopped. He stopped at that time. He really stopped because he got sick, and you know when people get sick, they don't want to be around nobody because they don't like the way they look being sick. So that was everything. He stopped. So I survived. I left because of my mom. My mom was there for me. She helped me out. I went to her. I never kept it a secret. Everybody knew that he was putting his hands on me. My sister was after him. I didn't deny it, but I was tired. And his family think that by me coming around them, smiling, laughing, giggling, that everything was okay. But yeah, people can hide pain. And then once you get home, you back into fear again. And that's how I was feeling. But he wasn't constantly abusing me like how most guys constantly abuse that person. He wasn't abusing me like that. It was only because of sex. He only gets mad when I don't have sex with him, and that's when he wants to lay his hands. But he wasn't like an abuser, like every 5 minutes he want to put his hands on me because of something I did or say. No, he didn't. He didn't hit me like that. He never hit me. He only choked me, trying to scare me because I didn't want to have sex with him. Like, he was such a sex fiend and a sex addict that once I stopped giving him sex every time he wanted it, he just went crazy and thinking that I'm messing around with somebody because I wasn't giving it to him. So that's what made him even more crazy. So that's why I broke up with him, and my feelings changed. I wanted something better, and how we got together, it was because of sex. We didn't get together because we fell in love. We didn't get together because of any other stuff. I just got with him because of the sex. So when stuff like that, it just I had a lot of sex with him, and it just got boring after that, and I wanted something different, and that's how it is. And he took it to a point that I was messing around with somebody because I didn't want to do with him. But my situation wasn't worse as others, but it was basically about sex, because I was very sexually active. I liked this sex so much that I met guys because of sex. I didn't meet them because I liked them. He was fun, but I wasn't in love with them. It was just based on sex. And once you get tired of the sex, you just get tired of the person. But I had so much fun with him. He was fun, he was funny, he was cool. But you know how most people in a relationship, they constantly getting beat on? It wasn't nothing like that. He only laid hands on me when I didn't give him sex. That was all. He always, and then his avoid his he just got very emotional, very verbally abusive with me because I didn't give him what he wanted. So, but other than that, we was cool. But he only gets mad because of those kind of things. So, the question is, have y'all anybody had a relationship like the way I had with my baby father? If y'all did, can y'all leave a comment at the bottom to let me know what type of, was it that type of relationship with y'all? Did they get mad because you didn't want to give them sex, and in their mind you are having sex with somebody else? Did you have a relationship like that? Or well, y'all gonna, it's because I got like different stages of relationships, different relationships that did different abusive things to me. But this one wasn't bad. I'm going from the bad to the worst. Well, the bad, worse, and then to the, I'm not going to say it's a turn. Well, it was bad too, but this wasn't as bad. Like I said, he wasn't constantly hitting on me, but his verbally abuse was massive. But his physically abuse wasn't like how most women get on a daily basis. No, I wasn't getting beat on a daily basis. I wasn't getting beat at all. He was just choking me, and he was just choking me, trying to scare me. That's all I was getting. But hopefully y'all enjoyed my talk, and hopefully I will get some feedback from y'all about if what type of, was this, did some of y'all have this type of abusive relationship with y'all significant others? And if y'all did, can y'all leave a comment? Or if y'all have any questions, y'all can leave me some questions at the bottom, and I will answer it on the next video chat. So if y'all like this video, can you rate it? And if y'all if I have any questions, y'all can leave questions and stuff like that. And if y'all like what y'all heard, y'all can follow me. But thank you for listening, and I will be back probably Sunday or Monday to tell you the second part of what happened on my next relationship that I had. So have a blessed weekend, be safe, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.